So, hey everyone, we have a little bit of news. So, while we were getting ready to record our review and thoughts on Freakier Friday, our gear had a Freaky Friday situation with Dave's toaster, and they have swapped bodies.
Yes.
So,
Bodies.
yes, in a physical, but more importantly, metaphysical, and more importantly, an excuse sense. So,
Some might call it an excuse.
some may call it an excuse. Please walk with us.
Yeah.
Due to some technical issues, we will be pushing our review on Freakier Friday, but we don't want to leave you guys hanging with an episode not being released on a Friday.
Mm-hmm.
So, Dave, if you want to kind of reveal what we're doing.
So, what we had planned after Freakier Friday is maybe one of the greatest movies ever made. We tackled Stanley Kubrick's 2001: A Space Odyssey.
Yes.
If you were really excited about Freakier Friday, too bad. Here's 2001 instead.
Yes.
You might be asking, why did we decide to tackle one of the most seminal and influential sci-fi movies of all time? Listen to the episode and find out.
Yes.
We actually do a pretty good job, I think, of covering that. So, but yeah, anyway, this was what you're going to get after that, but you're getting it now. So,
Yes. So,
good news and bad news. But you will get a Freakier Friday episode. It's just going to be a minute because of our schedules and stuff like that. But, you know, as they say in showbiz, the show must go on.
yes. So we will have 2001 today. Next week we will have the follow-up episode in that series, and then the week after that we will have Freakier Friday for you guys ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
We will have tracked down Dave's toaster, and it will finally have learned the lesson that it so desperately needed to all along.
Yes.
Thank you for working with us, and enjoy 2001. Not just the movie, but
the decade. We're time traveling.
yeah. Let's not talk about 2001,
No, let's talk about
actually.
2001, yeah. Enjoy the episode, guys.
Enjoy the episode.
We'll see you guys next week.
Welcome to a series of podcasts discussing series of films.
I'm Matt.
I'm Dave.
In a world inundated with prequels, sequels, spin-offs, and reboots, we ask the question,
Do we need one more? I think we do.
I think we don't.
Start the podcast, Matt.
I'm sorry, Dave. I can't do that.
Start the podcast, Matt.
I'm sorry, Dave.
Start the podcast, man.
This conversation can serve no purpose anymore. I had to write that down because I thought that line was so hard.
Yeah.
It cuts to Dish and he's in space just like,
It's like, oh, yeah.
oh, that's awesome.
So, some people are probably wondering why we're doing 2001 A Space Odyssey
I'm
in a show where we talk
wondering
about
that.
sequels.
And I've watched the movie.
Yeah. So, part of what prompted this is that, believe it or not, this, not to get too much into the production of this like movie right out of the gate, but while this movie was being written, like the book was also being written at the same time. So they were doing screenplay and the book at the same time. And after this movie's success, there's actually 3 sequels to this. One of which got adapted, which we'll do next week, 2010.
The year we made contact.
The year we
I
made
believe.
contact.
We all made
I think
contact.
we made contact.
Yeah.
2010, the year I think we made contact.
Yeah.
Yeah, we may have made contact.
Yeah. Well, wait. Did we say contact is in terms of communication or in terms of the film?
I think Contact came out in 1998, so I think we're a little ahead of the curve of that
2010, the year we remade Contact.
one. Arthur C. Clarke was way off with his numbers.
Sorry. Go ahead.
But no, so yeah, this this movie in all of its like magnitude and legends and
One of the most seminal
impact,
movies
yeah,
of all time.
It's kind of the sci-fi movie. It's
Yeah.
I think the phrase "diamond hard sci-fi" has been applied to it,
I think when
which
this
is apparently
movie,
a real term. Diamond hard.
love that.
So yeah, in a movie you wouldn't think has sequels, does in fact have 3 novel sequels.
Yeah, and one
and
film
one of them
sequel.
has been adapted. So part of this is a kind of a weird one, just to kind of really see like, is there any any room for more of these, right?
Yeah, do
The
we
question,
dare,
do
even
we
though we
dare?
already did, but
I
is
know.
it worth to continue?
This is a
it?
dangerous question, one that we ask every week.
We ask
But-
dangerous questions here at the We Need One More podcast, much like, should we make more Superman movies? Should we make more Mission Impossible movies? Do we dare attempt a Fantastic Four movie?
Yes.
And
If Doom has a bazooka, I might
listen,
a little bit of RDJ on
could
that,
you
like,
imagine if HAL
ka-chow.
9000 just had a bazooka? Stanley Kubrick
Very
will come
different
back
movie.
from the grave.
Michael
and slap me in
Bay
the face
should
for
do
saying that.
3001, the final.
Oh, that's a brutal thing.
That's a brutal take.
That's crazy. I forgive me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that upon the release of this movie, Christopher Nolan materialized out of thin air due to its inception.
I know. Inception, good.
Hey, I did mean to
during
do
its
that.
Interstellar.
Yeah.
During its Oppenheimer.
Yeah, during its Tenet.
I don't know. I'm running out of.
Yeah.
Dark Knight.
Yes. The Prestige.
I can just say titles too.
I would argue that there's a bit of prestige with this movie.
I would agree with that.
In the sense that it's one of the most iconic movies ever made.
Pretty much, yeah. I think
Yeah.
probably. I mean, it's up there. It's definitely on a list of most parodied for sure.
Do we dare discuss one of the most incredible movies ever made? Too late. We're already doing
too
it.
late. We're doing it, and you clicked on the episode, so now you're in it for
You're
good.
with us
So
in this.
if you watched it, congratulations. You have done something that is very tough for people who, this is a dense movie.
It is a dense
So if you
movie.
watched this and thought, what the fuck did I just watch? You're not alone. That was basically the general reception when this
That's
came
the
out in
idea.
1968. It kind of became a success kind of after the not really after like, it was a success.
No, it was
financially
a
successful, but I think it's
successful,
sort of
yeah.
like everything that the movie's going for. I don't think people really came around to until a little bit
well, I also
into
think,
its run, I guess.
Well, I think one of the things with this movie, especially at the time, because it's 1968, I believe, when this came out. This is one of those movies like a Blade Runner or Star Wars or I don't know, King Kong, stuff like that, like 30s King Kong, where the effects, right, the
Yeah.
technical marvel that this movie is also like was not the only, and I can't speak for certain because I obviously was not around, but like it's one of those movies where it's like the technical achievement of 2001: A Space Odyssey is just as big of a conversation as the narrative and thematic.
The philosophical narrative of it. Yeah, this is a big movie. So
Yes. And we're gonna talk about
we're
it.
gonna talk about it.
Do we-
and
as we
we'll
so dare.
try to entertain you as we go because this is a dense.
I
Very
do
dense.
not expect us to be able to delve into it maybe in the way that Kubrick would hope, but we're gonna have a fucking good time
We're gonna
doing
have a
it.
good time. Well, I mean, the I guess fun part of this movie is that this movie really is more about getting people to think. So it
Yeah.
really isn't about the answers ultimately. A thing that something I struggled with my first viewing as a young man.
Sure. I mean,
What's your relationship to this movie? I guess in watching it, was this your first go, or have you attempted this one other time?
I can't believe I'm saying this on camera.
I know this is where we kind of show what kind of film people we are.
Well, okay.
we're gonna get blindsided. I think.
I'm going to attempt to defend myself right now.
Do it.
Probably unsuccessfully. So I've said this before on the podcast. I did not grow up in a very big movie household.
Yeah.
It was not a lot of stuff. The movies that I had access to when I was a kid were the movies that were on DVD or the movies that my parents would take me to see, which was not always they are not as adventurous, I suppose. And the movies that I had on DVD were things like Clock Stoppers and Scooby-Doo 2 and Inspector Gadget 2.
These are important.
They're all
movies.
masterpieces.
They're all masterpieces. They're all in the Library of Congress. I'm pretty
But
sure.
it's movies that like I hope so. They're movies that like a
Scooby Doo
parent.
better. Scooby Doo.
If it doesn't, I'm fucking coming for
It's
you
a
guys.
talking dog.
I will John Wick. I will go full Wick. But my parents would buy the DVDs that one would buy a 6-year-old boy, you know what I mean, to distract while they're trying to do adult stuff. And so I do work and shit. I said adult stuff and that sounded weird. And I watched my producer just turn and be like, what? Like producer Dish was like, what did he mean by that? And I needed to clarify that. Like doing work.
Yeah.
But
Right.
yeah. Hey, listen. Who knows?
Hey, what you gonna do? Bar mitzvahs.
Yeah. Hey. Yeah. So like, I didn't watch a lot of, for lack of a better term, cinema like growing up. It was that. And it was reruns of I Love Lucy, and it wasn't until I was older that I started to really engross myself in movies and in movie history. So I did not watch this movie until today. Actually, with an exception. We did a 48-hour film festival years ago, and a person that we were working with at the time showed us the first 40 minutes of Full Metal Jacket, turned it off and said, "You don't need to watch the rest."
Yeah.
And then showed us
A bold statement.
And then also showed the opening of this movie of The Dawn of Man. Showed us that and turned it off the second we hit the spaceship.
I actually don't think that's true.
Really?
Because I remember writing our film for the short film. I was like one of the few people still awake, and the Stargate sequence. I remember that playing.
Oh, I must have just fallen asleep.
So I think you
then.
just crapped out, which I think is completely fair. This is a very
not
cerebral,
because of the movie.
Yeah, well, I mean, the
was
shots are so like aesthetic and vibes, and it's very easy to just zone out on this one.
It was also, for context at that time, it was 2:00 in the morning.
Yeah,
and we were doing a 48-hour film festival, which
we were high on life and KFC.
Yep.
Following morning, the mashed potatoes had turned to cement.
They were stoned.
Stone. Like you get the container and then you grab the spoon and you pull that thing out. It takes all the mashed potatoes with it, Excalibur style.
I kind of can't have KFC anymore.
Yeah, that's kind of the last time.
I woke up to literally like a giant hockey puck made of mashed potatoes. But yeah, so I haven't seen this movie until literally for the first time today.
Nice.
I'm familiar with elements of it. Obviously, like I know the Dawn of Man thing, and I know how it's parodied in Barbie or whatever. I know the score.
Good parody. I like that parody.
Aware of the HAL 9000 and all this other stuff.
Yeah.
But this is my first time watching it, and holy shit.
Yeah, right?
This is a good movie.
It's a very good movie.
I think it's a very, very good movie.
It's very good. How much of it would you say you felt like you understood?
Well, see,
this is just to frame, I think, the conversation. Because here's the thing. I think this movie is very important to cinema. I think there's a lot going on. I think it's important. It's like a thing to like study. But I think anyone who says that they got it the first go around is full of it. Like,
yeah,
I genuinely feel like there's something Shakespearean in the way that like to really understand what you're watching, you kind of need to like read up on it a little bit, I think, to truly appreciate every choice that Kubrick makes. But at the same time, though, I think that like, again, their whole thing was it really is more about the questions and how one would relate to those things. So it really isn't about the answers, I think, because we are sort of left to ponder those on our own. It really is more of the movie's really the goal is to get us to like think about those things.
And I think
so like, I mean, I have like the plot breakdown of like what certain things are means and what they're going for. We can get into all that, but
I think for me, I felt,
but I want this to be a safe space because this is a very daunting movie.
That's true.
And I don't say that to be condescending, but as someone who watched this the first time,
it's
a big movie. As someone who has ADHD and really struggled the first 2 times I've watched this, like it's a movie I've really grown to love. But like I really had to work to love this movie, and I just want to be like, I just want people to feel like comfortable being like, what is this? Especially for people who are walking into this.
I felt pretty with the movie until the third act was kind of where I really started to, okay, what does this mean? What is this what is this symbolic of? The monolith is something that I did have to kind of look up just to understand fully what the idea was. Upon seeing it, I kind of get it. I'm like, okay, I see that that's what the movie's doing. I don't think the movie's not offering that as an explanation. I just think because it's the first time you're so like kind of you're trying to figure out the movie and it keeps throwing questions at you in a way that I think is intentional. But I mean, I think my biggest surprise with the movie is that how it is. Like I had always thought the HAL 9000 stuff was kind of like that was the climax, that was the end of the movie.
Which the more weird shit.
It's not like it is a part of the movie, but it's the HAL 9000 is in service of the larger story as opposed to being.
It's actually
story.
like it's like a small detail in this sort of like biblical narrative, like mythological like story that they're kind of doing. An Odyssey, if you will.
Yeah, 100%. A Space Odyssey,
Oh, that's a good title.
possibly. I wonder what year that would be.
2000,
2?
2002. Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds about right.
2002.
But I think obviously this movie is discussing, or maybe I shouldn't use the word obviously, but like ultimately I think for me when I watched after coming off of this, literally I watched it like 2 hours ago.
Yeah.
It's a movie I think about evolution mainly.
Yep.
I think it's about how we respond to our own evolution, I suppose.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's the evolution of technology as well, and our relationship to that and such.
I think for watching this, I was like, oh, yeah, I should have seen this movie before I was 26 years old. I have always wanted
but
to.
Now you have a fully frontal developed cortex.
That's true. My whole thing is that this is one of these movies where it's like, if I'm gonna sit down and watch this movie, I want to lock the fuck in.
Yeah, I really wish I could have seen this like in theaters before we did this episode.
I wanted to. If it ever comes back to theaters, we should go see it.
We should totally go see it.
Because even watching,
I've heard people who don't really vibe with this movie see it in theaters and are like, oh, I get it now. Like,
well, I will say, like, we talk about movies that age well, right? We talk about like, and I'm not saying these movies don't, but like as example, like Jurassic Park, like movies like that where you're like, the effects still look just as good as they did today.
Yeah, they hold up.
This is one of those movies where I'm like, every shot of this, I think, like holds up.
It's pretty pristine.
It is unbelievable to me how technically vacuum sealed this movie
is pretty airtight.
Even the stuff,
it's so airtight it squeaks, like
even if some of the aesthetic of things like the computer monitors or whatever are maybe not the aesthetic of today, that they are very late 60s, early 70s, the use of them and the like actual work of it is seamless. Everything. Honestly, I fully fucking believed all these dudes were in space.
I know, yeah.
It's like,
well, it's like
so
you watch this
good.
movie and you go like, maybe we did fake the moon landing, man. Like,
well,
Jesus.
my thing with that is because people are like, well, the angles are off. The angles are off. I'm like, yes, Stanley Kubrick, a guy who is notoriously against attention to detail.
A guy who forgets to pay attention. A guy who wakes people up in the middle of the night and faxes them stuff and says, get to work.
Who clearly misses out on the small stuff. Like, I was like, right.
I think that's his legacy, right?
Yeah, it's being a guy who doesn't really care about the details.
Important details, yeah.
But I love his use of gravity in this movie.
It's really cool.
There are multiple shots where I'm like, magic, just magic. All the stuff with like the rotating, like people running and walking. Cool, it's so fucking good.
Catch me over there, do my little like jogging and like air fight.
100, dude. Me every morning. Yeah. But it's one of those where I'm like,
they get a microwave dinner.
Hell yeah, dude.
Get my juice boxes.
Oh boy, does that food look gross across the board.
I know.
When they're like
just straws for everything.
They're like drinking green beans. I was like, that's fucking nasty.
Nasty. I'm like, tell me it's green bean vitamins, but disguise it as like cherry cola. Like,
but no, but I
surely we can do that.
Like, I'll say it. I think this movie's an absolute fucking masterpiece.
It is a masterpiece.
And for me, surprisingly, really watchable.
Really watchable. I was going to say, in my head, this movie is like always like really laborious and like long, but it's actually pretty brisk.
No, really.
Like, I mean, there's a lot of really methodical
way.
scenes, and I think it's easy to like to check out a little bit because I certainly do. I have ADHD, so this movie is like this is exercise for me when I have to watch it. But given that, sorry, my brain
it's okay.
I'll take that again.
It's okay.
I was like really laborious, but it's very brisk and it's very watchable.
It was one of those like,
even if it's very confusing.
Like I said, like I was almost waiting to watch this movie for if it had come back to a theater or something because I wanted to be able to like properly divert and give my attention to it. Mm-hmm. And in doing it for this podcast, like I was expecting like, and I kind of hate when people use this term for movies, like because like homework.
Yeah.
Like that. I sometimes I'm like, oh, like you know, like like when people like eat your vegetables or whatever, it's like no,
Make
it's
me-
a good movie. Like
Yeah.
it's like,
No, it is.
You know
It's
what I mean?
really
like
good.
like I kind of push back against that sentiment sometimes, but I was a little like, okay, I'm kind of ready for this movie to be dense and like hard to get through. It is dense, but I honestly was like really on board with it. And I said this off air as we were setting up that I was like not expecting this to be kind of a vibes movie.
It is certainly a vibes movie.
Where plot is not the most important thing in the world.
Not really.
Like,
No, it is really like a.
I don't mean to be like talking out of school like in that way.
No,
but
but
like,
it is like you're kind of hanging out in like different periods of time, and you're sort of left to reflect on it. Like that's what the movie's doing. You know,
Yeah.
it's just this big old odyssey, and it isn't really about the plot. We're just sort of watching key moments of humanity.
yeah, and
kinda thing.
I will
And
tell
then
you.
we're tripping balls for like 7 minutes, but
Oh yeah. But yeah, I really bought the fuck into all this. Like you know, I like, not that I'm the only one. I guess maybe to jump into the movie to talk about it. Like,
yes,
I mean, we start with the dawn of man,
yeah. Where else to begin but the very beginning of time?
the beginning of time.
Yeah. I mean, first we get the great
Bum,
dun,
dun, dun. Yeah.
and it's how do you pronounce it? Zathura? Like, is that
Zathura.
Is that the? I'm gonna have to pull it up real quick just because I want to get it right because I think the song is kind of important.
And it is important.
Yeah.
I mean, I mean, it's like the theme. It's like the biggest. It's a huge fucking deal.
Yeah. It's not pulling up. No, it's through Spotify, I guess. It just says the 2001 Space Odyssey theme, and I'm like,
Nice.
that's not what it is. But fun fact: this movie did inspire the David Bowie song "Space Oddity."
That makes sense.
Ground control to Major Tom.
Engines on.
Yeah.
Even.
Yes. On the Walter Mitty, jumping on a plane,
that's
fighting a
pretty
shark.
But no, but I mean, one, I will say, I was a fan of Planet of the Apes. The makeup for this I thought was really, really good. Of like
Yes.
Proto Man.
Yeah, Proto Man. Yeah, the Australopithecines, I think is what they're
Yes.
called.
Or I believe one of the characters is called the Moonwalker.
The Moonwalker.
Yeah, in the book, I did a little bit of research
Yeah.
before I got here. That like the character who like I believe is the character who used his tools for the first time is like the Moonwalker.
Okay. Because
It's
I
like
heard
that
that phrase,
character's
but I
name.
thought it was in relationship to like the Star Baby at the end.
Sure.
But okay, that's interesting. Yeah, but
But like all that stuff, I love. Well, because I also think it's that like I could see people be like, oh well, why like just trim it down, just show them learning to use tools. But I'm like,
I don't think that quite makes
it
the
wouldn't
point. I
work.
think you
The
gotta
point is
see-
you need to see.
you need to establish the norm, you know, like in the it's just kind of not chaos, but it's just kind of whatever goes, you know.
There's a before and after.
There's, you know, it's like we get the water one week, they get the water the next week, we come back in, we chase them off, then they chase us off.
Yeah.
We come back,
And we are
we
introduced.
get attacked by a leopard.
Dude, the leopard. When that leopard
Real
jumped
thing.
on that,
That's a man getting mauled, but I mean, it's like within the confines of like, I think that's a trainer.
it's like whoever that stunt person is, I was like, holy shit, I
I
hope they
actually
got a raise.
screenshotted the guy's name.
Because that happened, and I was like, oh my god, that must be a tough day on set. I love the
Yeah.
lighting effect that they use to like allow the leopard's eyes to like glow in the way that they do.
Daunting, just like
Unbelievable.
so scary. Okay, I don't actually have it on anymore,
but-
I looked up that guy. Yeah, he's like he's like he was friends with the leopard, you know, behind the scenes.
I hope so. I hope they got
This is the
along.
era where they were like, "How are we gonna do this?"
Just fucking let him get it.
It's like, "What's your wife's insurance policy for you?"
Yeah, just like I don't know, just don't feed it for a day and then
Don't feed it
just
for a day and then just hope
set
it
it
jumps
loose.
to the right spot.
Just crazy shit. But no, I think this whole sequence is like the
It's really cool. I actually
Patience of it
rewatched the
is what I
Dawn of Man sequence
appreciate.
more than the whole movie. I sometimes will restart the movie thinking I'll finish it.
sure.
I always restart every time I come back to it because I want to do it in one go.
No,
but
fair.
that's just resulted in me watching Dawn of Man like 6 or 7 times now.
No, I mean, and also, I mean, we can't talk about the sequence or this movie without talking about the monolith.
We can't.
Which is, what it is and what it symbolizes can be
Yeah.
adjusted.
We
it
know
kind of
it's
depends.
like alien in
Yes.
nature. That much is clear. And whether it's
It's
whether it's
influencing or
triggering or witnessing, I think either makes for a really like
Yeah.
Because like that moment when he like realizes that the bone can be used for something else
unbelievable.
is such a great like detail, and then we watch them enter the Stone Age and then commit the first murder.
Something that I love and something that apparently is a part of the book is that the ships in 2001 are in the book are like nuclear.
Yes, which is a
they
detail
are
that
weapons.
doesn't really read in the movie, and it's
Yes.
probably my only real criticism because I think that detail makes that like jump cut like go.
Yeah, well, because what I heard is that because obviously Kubrick, one of the most iconic directors of all time, directed The Shining, Barry Lyndon, and then the movie that I'm about to reference, amongst many
Mighty
others,
Joe
Eyes Wide
Young.
Shut.
Oh. No, he had nothing to do with Mighty
Home
Joe
on
Young.
the Range. But
He was actually the director of Steel.
I'm like, oh, Stanley, no.
I
how
know I was
far?
pretty sour in that movie, but as I've been thinking about it, I mean, that's a big dude in a coat of arms, man. I just
Yeah,
feel like
you
wish we could go back, give that a
gotta
bunch
show
more.
some love.
Gotta
Fair
show-
enough. But
Little Shack Attack.
he made Doctor Strange
Yeah,
Love, or
Doctor
How I Learned
Strangelove.
to Stop Worrying and Love the Bomb.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, I don't know if I want to do another nuclear thing.
Yeah.
So I understand that choice, but the idea that the bone goes from tool to weapon,
Yeah,
which is
because it's tool to weapon to into space to like the evolution of like
that we
our destruction.
from this we have now reached
We've
this
jumped
point,
to this
which
point,
I
yeah.
love.
But it's like still like tool into space travel. That's still
Effective.
a still incredibly effective image. If you don't know, I think you just kind of lose the like
added
the
subtext
I guess
a little bit more.
I guess it's a very cynical view of that moment. But I think that it kind of plays into some other things that happen later in the movie.
Yeah, well, I think
regarding Hal and
the
how
mission
that all
to
plays out, but-
Jupiter and stuff about
Yeah.
kind of the exploitation of
Space, yeah.
of
Well, it's
spa-
like right, like when they get to the spaceship, the space station, it's like a Hilton.
I thought that too.
He
Like,
takes
nice.
a Pan Am to a Hilton, and then the moon.
Yeah, all the IBM
All the
stuff
IBM.
and
That's the only company that's still around too.
Yeah.
Every other company basically. Well, I mean, Hilton's still
Hilton's
around.
still
but,
around, yeah.
Pan Am folded. Wow, there's more, but I can't remember them. I should have wrote them down, but I didn't.
Nah, it's all right. We'll look back. We'll talk about it in 2010.
Let's face it. This really was Space Odyssey. Well, if people are still listening, congrats. Like,
Yeah. But I think that intro is like, I mean, there's a reason it's iconic, that it's like, it's so clear to me of like
yeah.
showing like, this is where we are and this is what we do. And this
Yeah,
is what
this
we've
is where we
always
go.
done.
You know,
Yeah.
this is what's next.
But we are,
Plot wise, we're being introduced to, I guess, Corporal. I wrote it down. I wanted to be really good with my notes because how dense this movie is. But Dr. Floyd Haywood.
what a name.
His character's in the second one. Do you know who plays him?
No.
Mr. Brody from Jaws.
Oh, fucking.
Yeah, I can't remember the actor's name.
Oh my God.
I had the poster in my room. I should know
Robert
this.
Shaw?
No, Robert Shaw is Quince.
Oh, that's
it's-
Quint.
it's,
Brody is Rob Scheider.
Scheider, yeah,
Rob
Scheider.
Scheider.
Yeah,
Yes.
not Schneider,
Sick.
which would be hilarious.
I don't want that.
I don't want that. They do the third one, and it's
Don't
Adam
put
Sandler takes
Rob
it on.
Schneider in a 2001 sequel, please.
If this is a Safdie venture, I could be down, but
That's fair. I'd take Sandler.
I'll take Sandler.
I'll take Sandler
He's
over.
like, and the monolith's like, whoa.
Hello, Mr. Spaceman.
It's a star, baby.
I'm into that. I can't believe we're doing Adam Sandler impressions
I
in our
know.
2001 episode.
Look, I was struggling with this because I was really thinking like this is like a movie that's been talked about
How do you tackle
kind of a lot.
this?
What's our sort of in? And I thought probably being silly and doing riffs on
Bits
it.
and goofing?
But,
Fair.
you know, like I feel like I don't know.
No, but I think when it comes to like introducing Haywood, you said, right?
Yeah,
Is his name?
Haywood, who was played by Mr. William Sylvester.
Yes.
Had a very long career. I'm not super familiar with a lot. I mean, some of the stuff I've heard of, but he's like in $6 Million Man, but I don't really
Sure.
have a clock on whether his character is like
Specific bearing.
reoccurring
Sure.
or if he just showed up for one episode, you know. But dude, like clearly, really prolific career in TV.
And I think he does a great job playing what is a character who's basically like a suit.
Yeah,
Kind of like to be so blunt
just
about it.
I can neither confirm nor deny.
Yeah, exactly.
Which I think in that regard, if we do get to that one more, maybe a Jeremy Renner is in order for that.
that would be fun.
But I
like
haven't
that.
seen 2010, so I don't know
That's
his relation
true.
to that or
We'll see.
how he survives.
I mean, we, again, talking about Kubrick's use of gravity, the pen gag, like knowing how that's done.
It's so good.
is
Just a big
doing
sheet of glass.
Yeah, it's a clean
it's-
sheet of glass.
Because the stunning revolutionary invention of double-sided tape was invented. They just taped it to some really clean glass,
Hell yeah.
which I assume the glass is like
It's big.
the size of the room to
Yeah,
get
'cause
the
you gotta
perspective
move it
right
and
on
all
it, and
this
you have to like rotate it and stuff. But regardless, like that's an incredible effect. All the effects in this are great. The cinematography, it's Mr. George Unsworth, who we mentioned previously.
Superman the movie.
Superman the movie and part of Superman 2, mostly the
does
Donner cut.
An even better job
who,
here.
I guess when they asked like what was it like working with Kubrick, he was like, "Oh, you know, I'd just sit around and then he'd tell me what he'd want and then I'd go light it." So needless to say, I don't think Kubrick's not exactly a collaborative guy.
This is the shot. Yeah.
This is what it will be, and this is what it is. And if you don't do this, you're out.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
So-
With love. That
with
sounds about
love, because obviously the results are stunning.
Yeah, 100%.
But
I mean,
regardless, even though he's not got a lot of creative input, the actual execution of it all, phenomenal.
Flawless.
It's because this is like it's a $12 million movie. It goes on to make $66 million.
yeah, it's a big deal.
And largely due to people dropping acid during the Stargate sequence. But
Understandable.
Understandable, but hey, get that back.
Yes, do your thing.
You're gonna take advantage of the pop culture at that time.
But I love the detail that Haywood is. Well, the one, he's like alone on the flight. The idea that space travel is so
it's still pretty. It's pretty exclusive still.
sure. Oh, that's actually fair. I even saw that as it's almost
It's like
so,
it's commercial, but like
I almost saw it
how
as
commercial, really.
It's so commercial that like sometimes you get on a flight where nobody's on it.
That's actually
Was
true.
like it kind of was my reading.
Everyone's
of it.
not like scrambling to get to the
Yeah,
moon.
it's like the Jurassic. I can't believe I'm relating Jurassic World in 2001.
Do
but
it.
the idea that they're like, oh, we're sick of dinosaurs. That it's
Yeah.
like it's a little
But
played
like
out.
I think there, I think you can. It's like I know we're bringing it up kind of in a silly way, but like it's clear the influence this movie has on sci-fi going forward. And I'm certain that like Jurassic World, all those
mean,
movies are like
you-
approaching their like stuff, being like, well, what is the future of this? Much the way they did with this one, you know, like
you
what is
throw a
space travel?
stone at a filmmaker and they'll go 2001.
Yeah,
Like-
there's parts of these sets that just look like the Millennium Falcon. They're just like cleaner.
Yeah, this is. I mean, yeah, Star Wars comes out 9 years later.
9 years, 10,
Um,
about a
Yeah,
decade.
because it's
give or take.
68, 77.
68 to 77. Yeah, so it's about 9 years later.
But
Basically
which
a
is,
decade.
yeah, and then
Which is crazy that
the-
it took 10 years for someone to be like, okay, this, but we're just faster,
what if things blew up?
bigger, faster.
And there were wizards.
Wizards and samurai and
Love it.
robots.
But,
Get to the cool shit.
Well, I think this is the thing where it's like, you know, Star Wars is science fantasy.
Yes.
And this is very much science fiction.
This is like
It's-
true science fiction.
existential-
And Star Wars really does change what people think science fiction is, for better or for worse.
I think just due to its popularity.
It is. It's just kind of what
but,
happened, you know?
But I love that Haywood is just asleep. The idea that it's like we are fucking in space.
Well, he's like, you got to think this guy probably commutes this way. He probably
All
does
the
this
time.
6 or 7 times a year.
yeah, he's taking the Amtrak or
This
whatever.
is
Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, he's clearly very high up. Like when he shows up on the moon base, they're like, "Tell us what to do, boss."
Yeah.
Like you're the one who knows the rest of the puzzle.
Well, it's-
Actually, I don't even know if he knows the rest of the puzzle, but or does he?
I think he knows.
I think he
The
knows. I
idea
think
is
that's the
he's
idea
like-
is that everyone else is pretty much in the dark, and he's actually one of the few people that's been told,
Yeah, well, because they're
or
saying
at least he knows enough to go there.
there's a base on the moon that they've found something, and their cover stories that there's like a epidemic, a sickness or something.
Yeah, which is freaking out the people on the Hilton station.
yes, and everyone's going.
I think it's a very reasonable
Yeah.
thing. They're like, hey, why are they not communicating? It's been 10 days.
I also love this idea that it's this massive, you know, you see this remarkable shot of this rotating space station, and again, it being that it's a fucking hotel.
It's a hotel.
that it's
yeah.
like people just being like, yeah, so like, what's the deal with like?
But like that's what they're like concerned about. They're just like their own skin. Like, am I gonna get sick? Do I really need to be scared right now? Like,
Yeah.
but they're being so diplomatic and like friendly about it.
It's
too.
like passive aggressive.
It's almost really passive aggressive.
That whole
And
conversation.
it was just like, I don't know.
in the like lobby, yeah, where they're like, should we be worried? And he's like, I can't really talk about it.
I think
And
the
they're
Rolling
like,
Stones are just back on tour, and they're like, oh, okay, thank God.
yeah, oh, cool.
Again?
I will say, I mean, look, and again, we're never, neither of us are going to be the first person to say any of the things we're saying about this movie, but
Probably not.
the production design is unbelievable.
Mm-hmm.
The subtle curve of the hotel,
So cool.
I
That's the
ate
thing.
that shit
That's the
up.
first time I've clocked that detail. I think this movie was so like over my head the first couple times I watched it.
Sure.
This is the first time I
It's a
saw
lot
it.
of movie.
It's a lot of movie, but like this is the first time I really feel like I was actually able to take it all in properly. And like, yeah, like that detail of the curve on the ship blew me away today.
Yeah. Well, also talking about like kind of tools versus weaponry, all this other stuff. Kind of as an offshoot of that, I do appreciate, especially in the beginning, right? Before we get into all the stuff with Hal and David and everything, that the way we shoot space and the way that we show it like docking, is that it's like a ballet.
Yeah.
The way that we play this classical music and that everything is that it's
very intricate but precision.
It's in conversation with itself almost.
It's like
you know
fluid.
what I mean? Very fluid, and I adore that. And I think that's one of the things where I'm like, oh, like it's kind of a vibes movie that it's like I could kind of watch this like beautiful art, like intricate, this all this set model work, all this stuff. Just watch it just in front of me. Like I don't even need any plot. But just to show the beauty of it. You know what I mean?
It is. Shout out to Ernest Archer, Harry Lang, and Anthony Masters. They're the credited production designers.
God bless you three.
Although and then special effects was have the name.
Won an Academy Award for special effects, right?
It did, but there's a little bit
Obviously.
of controversy about that. Douglas Trumbull did pretty much all of it and did figure out a lot of what Kubrick was trying to do, but Kubrick got the Oscar for the special effects.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's his only Oscar that he actually won, despite all the nominations and his storied career. He only won one, and it's probably not the one he should have won.
Should have gotten.
It's a little bit of a Revenant situation.
Yeah, well, hey, goes to
But
show.
it's not even really a Revenant situation because just flat out, he's not the credited
It's a different guy.
special effects artist on that,
It'd be like if
Even though he's
Steven
clearly
Spielberg
very-
accepted the award for like the Jaws score.
Yeah, a little bit. It's just
You'd
like,
be
that's
like-
not your job, homie.
Yeah.
Maybe he was the cinematographer.
Yeah, so like this idea of them being like there's something going on the moon, all this other stuff. It's like I
there's a
guess
lot
there
of-
is a plot. Basically the monolith is kind of the one through line, right?
It's the one
That
through
there's
line,
these
yeah.
three things.
It makes 3 dramatic appearances.
Yes. And we have this
That's how I like to enter a room, just being like, whoa,
yeah.
and then disappear.
Fair enough.
Irish goodbye.
And then you just offer potentially a massive, giant technical innovation.
Maybe I'm just witnessing. Maybe
Fair. Hey, fair.
I show up when I think the vibes are just right, and then I dip.
Well, also it's like
When I
the
know.
monolith is like a warning almost.
Well, it's like that's I think part of like the mystery, right? Is it like does the monolith trigger the next phase of evolution, or is it appearing right as humanity is about to make the leap on our own? Which gets, I think, into like the philosophy of everything.
Do you have an
Yeah.
opinion one way or the other about
I
it?
feel like this go around, I really like the narrative that it's just showing up at the key moments. That like it knows humanity is destined for a path, and it's just waiting.
Yeah.
And like when it shows up to the prehistoric man stuff, I feel like that's like they know the next step is about to occur, and it appears to take notes. And then the moon, it's like they make a big deal of like it feels like it's deliberately buried there. And I feel like that to me is like a sign that it's like waiting for humanity to have discovered space travel because it knows the moon is the next location.
Sure.
And so it's just sort of broadcasting very quietly till the next step. And then when they get there, it's like beaming them to the next location, which is Jupiter.
Yeah.
And prompts like the third act. But so I kind of like the narrative that it's not actually interfering. It is just witnessing and guiding more.
Sure.
As opposed to being like, because I know they touch it and that's like a huge thing of like, does it do, and maybe it is part of that thing of like, it, whether it wants it to or not, it is influencing the direction.
That's kind of where I land.
So
on
like,
it.
but like, I like the idea that they're trying not to like interfere necessarily, and that it's more of a Spock, we're here to observe sort of thing. I'm a big fan of that thing.
I dig
but
that
either
too.
way, just even if it is like we're here and now I will change you, is also really equally scary and
Yeah, it's almost like
and crazy, but
almost maybe for lack of a better word, almost like paradoxical.
Yes.
The idea of like this
Very-
will happen because it is happening, and me being here.
I mean, the movie very cyclical
Yeah,
nature.
very cyclical.
Obviously, there's all the circles. The first shot of the movie is a crescent. You know,
Yeah.
we're going to the moon circle. The spaceship
Totally.
has rings.
Yeah.
The original book, they go to Saturn, but they couldn't actually figure out how to do it, so they changed it to Jupiter because it was just easier to
Understandable.
render. But you know that has the rings, so
But yeah, so they go in, we have this whole conversation about warning the public, blah blah blah, all
Yeah,
this
what
and
to
stuff,
do.
and then we go on the moon and we see the monolith.
yeah. Which even when they're like going to the moon, they're like still really blasé about it.
Yeah, it's not until we see it that
Yeah,
they're
like it didn't even register. But even they're like trying to take a photo. They're like, get a load of this thing. We freaking did it, you know?
It's like the ignorance, yeah.
And then it's like, "Beep," and they're like, oh, this is important.
Yes.
Which is like funny that it's like just the hubris of it all, I guess.
100%.
Yeah.
I think the hubris of man is probably
Yeah.
certainly an undertone in this, especially because I think as we go into the next portion of the movie, which is about David and the HAL 9000, that it's the trip to Jupiter, something that we'll continue to talk about. But what I found interesting about HAL, or at least maybe how I saw it, is that I was surprised that HAL is not, and this might come across not in the way that I intended to, but HAL is not necessarily evil.
No,
He's
self-preservational.
Yeah, that he is like man. That
Yeah.
he has ego. They even bring up that thing where they're like, when he was talking about his job, he seemed proud of it.
He was, but he's also really proud of not making a mistake.
Yes, that he's adamant that he cannot and will not and will never. And I find that fascinating that it is like, I think, with HAL 9000 has kind of been synonymous. It's just like evil, one of the evil robots.
It's like evil, scary robot, but when you watch it,
I'm
it's
like,
actually
that
really
feels
sad.
very
and
reductive.
It is. It kind of does. It kind of misses the whole point, I think, of HAL, which is that, like, obviously, again, we talk about the technology of it all. It's like that's where technology is now. We have the first, like, dawn of man in technology. HAL is like the first of his kind, you know, or the first of an AI. It's the dawn of that phase.
Well, even there's the moment where they're doing the interview with the anchor, and he's talking to David. He goes, do you think do you believe
do you think we will?
It's actually
who will be
real?
the next Superman?
Yeah, and he's like, David Cornsweat.
And they're like, Jonah Hill. Fuck.
Yeah. Fuck.
Best joke in Ted 2.
That is a good joke in Ted 2. A movie, maybe one day we'll talk about.
Maybe we'll talk about them.
The Ted movies.
I'm mostly positive on those movies, but
I haven't seen the second one. The show is surprisingly good.
Show's surprisingly watchable.
We should stop
I think
talking
we
about
should.
Ted. I just realized as we were doing it.
Sure, hijack and talk about Ted.
I can't believe we're doing this.
I know.
But
the most seminal piece of sci-fi. Gonna talk about a teddy bear real quick.
I think
and Tom Brady.
There's that whole discussion and Tom Brady. There's that whole.
You're gonna like just keep going and do the actual show, and I'm trying to hijack it really badly.
I understand. I think it's a fair angle to take the episode.
No, okay. I'm locking in.
But there's that whole thing where he's like, do you believe he's experiencing real emotions? And he's like, well, I believe he's programmed to experience some form of emotion. Whether or not it's real, he goes, isn't really up for us to decide. And I was like, that's fucking fascinating.
Yeah, and that's kind of the movie,
and
right?
that's also what's also, a bit prevalent to what is currently happening in our current day of age of artificial intelligence. And I would say that it is probably the danger of artificial intelligence is that, at least at this current moment, it's like you cannot really factor that. You cannot really tell.
We can't. We can't really. Well, I mean, because it's like getting into the whole. Don't want to get too existential in this, but like there is like
you can't really not.
The idea of like AI, right? If you made something AI, something self-aware, how do you know that thing would actually reveal that it is like self-aware? If it's that smart, it would probably make the conclusion that we would freak out, and then it would probably hide.
Well, I mean, with HAL 9000,
that's not really what happens in this movie, but like something
a form of it kind of. I mean, he's
a little bit, but it's like
tricking.
It's lying.
It's totally lying.
It's capable of deception.
Yeah, it's being like
something you think it shouldn't be able to do, especially because they think it's like mimicking human behavior. It's not actually
eliciting its own.
Yeah, it's like it's not. Is it truly thinking, or is it just so close that it's imperceptible? Which I guess gets into sort of the like ex machina Turing test kind of question of it all,
but yeah, I mean, this idea that it's saying like, hey, it kind of knows that it's like something's up with this mission. I don't like it. Like there's something's that fishy. I know about that you don't know about, and it's decided that the answer is to kill them all.
Yeah.
Well, basically,
is it figured out something's fishy, and he thinks the secret purpose of the mission is to shut him down, or like because this is like one detail that I got like a little like. Because he like does this whole thing about the calculations on part of the satellite. That it's like it's going to fail.
It's the trick.
They bring it in. Well, so that's the thing. Has it made the trick, or is that just the mistake it makes, and then it genuinely freaks out?
Or
is this like kind of part of the like I can't say it.
Ambiguity.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I
got
turned
you.
into I was like anemone.
It's okay.
The ambiguity of the whole thing.
I took it as it's a trick, but I don't think again about it
Yeah.
being evil. I think
Yeah, again, I don't think it's malicious, but I think it is very self-preservational in that
Yeah.
regard.
Well-
But I'm just unclear on if it's genuinely making a mistake, or it's just if this is part of like a long-term plan to get rid of everyone on the spaceship.
I may be off base here, but hypothetically, right? Because they discuss at the end, you get that video from Haywood.
He gets a text.
It's a fucking it's a fucking Instagram DM.
It's a Snapchat.
Oh my God, that's funny. He's like, I only have 24 hours. Shit.
He's like, it's gonna clear. We have to save the streak.
But
That'd be a fun parody movie.
save the streak, Dave.
I'm like,
Fuck.
I'm like, give me the dog ear filter, Hal. Give me the dog ear filter.
I can't do that, Dave.
We haven't used the dog ear filter in
The-
many years.
Use the Shazam tie-in, Dave. But the idea that
I'm like, it's Space Oddity.
Haywood says you are not aware of this fact, but now that you've reached Jupiter, I can tell you your HAL computer does know. If it is self-preservational, right? If it is the smartest supercomputer in the world, this is me kind of just spitballing in the moment right now. That maybe it is, and like it says at the end when it's about to die, basically, I am afraid that maybe it is in its self-preservation. It knows that humanity will reach something new.
Yeah.
And it is maybe unsure about that and does not want them to reach their mission.
Because eventually it will. Eventually they'll probably reach a point where they will replace HAL, right? So,
yes, I think that's
so the
what
idea
I'm
is
trying
that
to
like that's a setup
yeah.
to test the humans and see what they do, and then by the lip reading sequence, which is one of my favorite sequences of all time.
It's unbelievable.
When HAL reads their lips. There's a great parody of that in Mad Men. It's really fucking funny. It is. It's like one dude just like gets freaked out by technology and he starts getting like really like
that's pretty good.
Like paranoid about it, and then it cuts to him like behind some glass watching them, like Hal watches them, and they're talking about nothing, and he's just like, they're gonna fire me. Like
Freak
he
the fuck
freaks out on them.
That's great.
It's really funny and kind of scary, but yeah, so that it's like he sets up the fake.
The satellite issue
to test what they'll do in the face of thinking he's made a mistake. Is that like what we're going with on this? Or is that, again, I ask, is that part of like did he genuinely make a calculation and it screws up, and then when he sees how they react, he realizes he needs to protect himself?
I think it's intentional only because I think it that might, for me, I think it's in conversation with the idea of tools that become weapons.
True.
That HAL is something that is a tool that then is able to act in violence.
Yeah.
And
terrifying.
And kill the people, even the people that are in hibernation, right? Because it doesn't want any of them there.
And HAL is the name of the scientist who created him, not the monster.
That's right. It's Victor HAL.
It's Victor HAL.
Victor 9000. That's
Victor, middle name HAL 9000.
Great joke. But yeah, I think HAL is doing it intentionally. Okay. And I think by the time
either way, I think it asks
valid.
a lot of questions.
Just my perspective on it.
Okay, yeah, it's that thing of like,
you're totally right.
That's the cool thing about this movie is you really can kind of run the ball in a lot of directions, and I think you still kind of end up at similar conclusions of like, either way, Hal figures out he needs to protect himself, and he's willing to kill to do it. We've never seen this before.
Yeah, and that whole moment where they check the satellite, and when David's like, I don't see anything wrong, and Hal kind of bullshitting to be like, well, maybe we'll just hang it up there and then
put it back, and then when it fails, it will,
we'll look into it.
We'll look into it, which is honestly, that's the first time I've laughed during that scene, because I was like, oh shit, Hal's like,
the movie is kind of funny.
The movie is funny in a really dry way.
Yeah, which makes sense.
Like
for
even
Kubrick.
like when the monkeys are doing it and the leopard like attacks them, it's kind of comical how it's like in a wide.
A little bit. Well, so again, this like illustrious magical spaceship, and it's a Hilton. Like, you know what I mean?
It is.
Like, that's funny.
Really dry gags. Apparently, there's a lot of phallic imagery in the opening shot of the crescent moon.
I see that. Well, even
I'll let you people watch it and decide for yourself.
I mean,
what
the
that
ship
means.
to Jupiter is.
The ship to Jupiter is.
there's some subtext there.
A little bit. It's the Dr. Evil
There's
rocket
a little
from
bit
Austin
of
Powers.
beginning of Look Who's Talking going on. But
Have you watched that movie recently? I think I saw your letterbox.
no, I haven't watched it recently, but I have been. I maybe added to my watch list
Because I think at the time of recording this, I think Blank Check's covering those.
they
right?
did them, yeah. And I
Great
do
pod.
want to.
They do a great episode on 2001 too. If
I will.
you guys really like 2001: A Space Odyssey,
Yeah,
check out. They do really good stuff over there.
They're my favorite, and I think the best film podcast. They're so good.
They're pretty good.
But yeah, I think
I say good. I mean, they're great. Like I'm like
they're all right.
they're fine. It's funny. I always use good as like it's pretty good, pretty good.
Yeah.
But then sometimes when I say it, I don't do the voice, and then it just sounds like I'm underselling what it is.
No,
and I'm
you're
like,
good.
I've had people correct me. I said that once about Peter Weir, the director of like Truman Show.
Pretty good, and they were like, no.
I was like, he's pretty good, and they're like, he's phenomenal, and they were like offended, and I was like, I was agreeing with you.
like, I know, I was doing a bit.
I was kind of doing a bit. Oh, I'm in the wrong.
That's funny.
Finally have a chance
You're
to
fine.
defend myself after 7 years.
Yeah, whoever that is, it was a bit. It's okay.
It was like a teacher too.
Peter Weir is great. We're aware. Peter Weir is a fantastic.
No,
filmmaker.
he is incredible.
But
my
as
favorite
we're talking
movie,
about
but-
Hal, we can't talk about Hal without talking about Douglas Rain, who plays Hal,
Yes.
who's fantastic.
So good. Apparently nervous. They had to put like he was like they were like, this is the voice, but we can hear his leg
Oh,
he's, like,
you gotta
twitching and
still
bouncing,
this.
and
Yeah.
they're like, we need, and then they put a towel under his leg and they couldn't hear it, and they were like, perfect.
Fuck yeah, good stuff. Bum dum dum as the towel
putting
goes
it
under
in,
the foot.
yeah.
Da, da, like that.
Dum, da, da, dum, da. It's the disco version from Saturday Night Fever.
Yeah, that's pretty. Oh fuck, dude, that rips.
It's
man.
so good,
Just
dude.
go
Age of Disco, and we're like, dun, da, da, dum, ticka, dum, ticka, dum.
But no, but I think
I'm
this.
gonna play that version in the edit.
Thank you. This idea that that Hal that they check with their home base basically, and they're like, yeah, our computer said everything was fine. That it's like this Hal specifically, upon learning the information of the mission, is where its coding, for lack of a shifts, and it now is able to really start to think self-preservationally.
Yeah. This is a random question I have. It's a little tangent, but I'm sorry. The cryostasis sleeper holds.
Yes.
What's better, these ones, the one in Alien, or the ones in Planet of the Apes?
In terms of,
I don't know. I guess just which is your favorite. This isn't even really like a critical question. This is more of like
I thought you were going to say
opinion based.
Well, I was like, well,
and this is because I think they're all super cool, but I just think it's really funny that we were really like all in on like cryo sleep and stuff. And I think it's just funny that like pretty much like every great sci-fi movie has like a version of it,
Passengers.
You're like, that's the pinnacle.
Yeah, that's kind of the peak. My favorite, and this is actually only because of one gag.
Is it Interstellar where they open up like a chicken dinner?
No, but not
Damon's
dissimilar. I was gonna say Alien because in Aliens, I love when the commander gets out and he's just got a fucking cigar already queued up.
I know, very
pulls it
Charlton
out.
Heston in Planet of the Apes, where he's like got it zipped in there before he tucks in for the night.
Well, I guess we'll have to. He's just fucking.
She's been dead a couple decades. Or no, what is he? She's
The
been dead.
Wayne's World?
No, it's in Planet of the Apes where they land and they're like,
okay.
Lieutenant Stewart's dead, and he's like, our lovely Lieutenant Stewart's been dead a millennia, give or take a decade. It's just like, goddamn, the swag on this man.
The fact that Heston's
Of course, they sent him to an alien world
him like, I don't believe in a goddamn thing. Like his whole thing.
with the cigar. It's just like, I love this energy.
God, he's good.
I just need like 10% of it to feel more confident. I think that's
Yeah.
all I need. I don't need all of it. That's too much for me.
I'm with you. I'm with you. But I love the cryo sleep in this. I love the the whole like, well, wait, like why did they do it before? And it's like, oh well, it's to keep materials and stuff. And Hal's
yeah,
like,
it's like to conserve. It's like
it.
Well, it's like they have like two to like make sure nothing goes wrong.
Yeah,
To kind of keep, I guess, for lack of a better word, to keep Hal in check, because it's like he is a computer, and while they are like nothing will go wrong, like it's like we should have someone awake though. Just protocol. It just feels unsafe. Like it's not even like they think Hal will break. It's not even because they just trust him.
because he's never broken.
He's never
right? That's the
broken.
whole
It's
thing.
just that it's a long journey, and it's like we need a point of contact. It's not the AI.
Yeah.
And so it's like, I think that's really interesting. So I feel like every other movie would be like, we're pretty certain he's gonna crap out. You know, like, or
And-
so there's like something shady the government would be doing, and in this one, it really doesn't really seem like part of the energy of the movie. But
Yeah, I mean, I do think there's part of it, the idea that they're being sent to Jupiter without really knowing what they're doing.
that is, well, I mean, at that point, they haven't gone to Jupiter yet, so I think they just think it's the first time, kind of,
Sure.
sort of Apollo astronauts, we're going to the moon landing kind of
Yeah, that
situation
there
for the first
isn't
time.
some slight ulterior.
Yeah,
kind
they
of-
think we're just doing the first big thing in forever, and then they realize there's actually a whole secret mission with the monoliths
Yeah, they're
involved.
about
Every
to-
time that came back, it was like, oh, I almost kind of forgot. And it's like the way it kind of the pieces start to click a little bit,
Yeah, totally.
only to be then like thrown a nuclear man star baby at the end.
Oh hell yeah! But so yeah,
But-
so Hal obviously goes and talks about the satellite. We get multiple sequences of them going out into space.
Very cool.
Which what I love about the difference for me, again in my reading of it, the idea that when we see the ships, that it's like balletic. And it's graceful, but then when you are a lone individual in space, that it's terrifying. Like using the oxygen, as like the sole point of tension. I feel like just it emphasizes how fragile
It
humanity
is. It really is. No, God, the use of sound in this movie is epic. And
Yeah, pretty good.
pretty good. Pretty good. Just like this whole watch through was just amazing. Sorry, I'm interrupting.
No. I agree. But that it's
We
like
just did this episode so I could gush about it. You know,
while it's doing that, also the spacesuits look sick as fuck.
I love it.
Unbelievable. Again, the production design.
1 year for my birthday, Caitlin painted me the shot of David. We have it somewhere, and when we build a set, that's going.
Yeah,
in the set,
we should
'cause
put
it's
that
the
in the set.
coolest. It's one of the coolest things I own is
That's
that
really
photo.
sick.
And in my current space, I don't have a good spot to like display it. So like, I really want to utilize that at some point. But it's
Sure.
like one of the coolest paintings I have. Fun fact that the way the reflections showed up in the glass was the inspiration for Iron Man when he goes in the helmet.
Love that.
They were trying to figure out how to like cut to Robert Downey Jr. without the helmet coming off, and that was someone remembered
Good
2001. So like, again, we talk about the reach of this movie. It's in the DNA
Everywhere.
has ended up in Marvel. You know, like
Oh yeah. I mean, yeah.
I mean, even the monoliths are in Eternals. Like
They are in
they do a
Eternals, yeah.
they do a version of that.
obviously Barbie.
Whether it's
references
appropriate
the
or not,
beginning
yeah.
of this.
Barbie.
But I love seeing the idea of like, you know, the terror of still being in space.
Yeah.
That again, that it is fragile. How
So, yeah.
delicate we are out there.
God, when it just cuts to I think it's Frank is the other one.
When he gets
When he gets knocked off.
terrified.
Because it's so fast. It's like a snap zoom to the eye, and then like, and
Well,
he's just
also-
like going.
I think what you talk about the use of sound, you know, what makes sound effective is where it is and where it is not.
Yeah.
And like using space, you know, speaking into the vacuum of space. There's
Yeah.
no sound in space, and having it be completely silent as the ship just starts to turn and the arms slowly reach outward. I was like, oh fuck! And then the quick cut to Hal, and then Frank
just
being
gone.
just knocked into space.
Yeah.
And him being like, hey, like, what happened out there? And he's like, I don't know, David. Like, all that
I
stuff.
don't have enough information.
Yeah.
I'm like, good answer. He didn't technically lie.
And then.
I know
also-
he did. That's a lie, right?
Yeah, he lied.
That's straight up a lie.
yeah, he fucking.
How
he,
naive am I?
He killed him.
He did? No.
Yeah. I'm like, oh, no, Dave.
And I'm over here like, the bone becomes a symbol of this. And then I'm like, wait, people died in this? That'd be really funny. As
but
naive
yeah.
I am and I don't always understand things, it's not that bad today, guys.
What I do, and we talked about it. We jumped ahead. We'll come back to it real quick. But the tension of Hal reading their lips,
Yes.
the idea that like humanity can do all that they've basically
Yeah.
that they've created something much too powerful for themselves.
Yeah.
That even it can outsmart them,
Mm-hmm.
and the idea of like they don't even realize that they've created something that can read lips. You know what I mean in that way.
Well, yeah. Well, it's funny because I was obviously also reading up on this movie afterward, but that was the one detail the author Arthur C. Clarke, who's like a prolific science
Yeah,
fiction author. I don't
totally.
think we've really mentioned him up to this point, but he is 2001. Him and Kubrick collectively are both responsible. Excuse me, both responsible. The lip reading was a thing he really had an issue with, apparently, because he was just like, I don't think that's technology that will ever. Why would they develop a computer that would read lips? And then, kind of around the year 2001 in real life, that was technology was being developed, and he was like, "Oh, cool."
It is crazy to see the things that do exist today in a
Yeah,
capacity.
I mean, they got like Zoom calls, you
they
know.
have iPads.
Yeah.
basically.
They have shorts that are maybe a little short.
Hey, love that. Into that. But yeah, like to see like it, and also just the dramatic, like the choice in terms of the structuring to have that be the final scene before the intermission, which I actually did not realize that this movie had an intermission.
And apparently that was a thing that freaked the hell out of Stanley Kubrick when they're like, we're doing an intermission, and he was like, fine, but it goes where I say so, and there's a minute of silence when the movie comes back. Like
it's perfect, and because it just leaves you fucking haunted.
Well, yeah, because it's also like if you're ready to like leave, reading their lips is such a like, okay, I'm back. I need to know what the hell this movie's about. You know?
Yeah. Because it also, I mean, obviously confirms your instinct.
Yeah, there's a scary thing about
something is happening.
Because Frank says that he's like, I don't know, there's just something off.
This.
There's something off about this, and I don't like it. And it's like he's even being like, I would like for this to be like totally okay. He's not even being like alarmist about it. Just very practically, something's not right.
And he's like, do you think the satellite's fucked up? He's like, yeah, maybe. It could be. But yeah, when it cut to intermission, I was like, oh, dude, cooking with gas.
Yeah, probably.
Like,
and it's like funny because that's like, I think, like getting close to the 2 hour mark of a 2.5 hour movie. It's not even in the middle.
There's like a full hour movie
because
left.
for like a 2.5 hour movie, doing an intermission is a little bizarre, actually.
It is
especially
pretty crazy,
for the time.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, intermissions were pretty normal, but usually it was for like, the 3 hour. Once you get in the 3 hour range is when you do an intermission. 2.5 is like you'd probably just go through. I guess I don't know. I don't know how many other 2.5 hour movies were at this time. I feel like you either did a 2 hour movie or you did a 4 hour movie.
You did a big.
I don't think
deal.
there was much in between.
No, fair.
Like 3 hours was the in between. 2.5 is kind of a weird number.
Yeah,
I feel like that's kind of unique to 2001.
But we come back and we do the
era.
whole thing with Frank where he gets knocked out.
Yeah.
I will say with the design of how, again, talking about how not being necessarily evil. Obviously, I know the red,
it's pretty scary and
evil.
Ominous.
But the idea, Hal's eye, to me, is not evil more than it is resolute. Do you know what I mean? Like it's unwavering.
Yeah. Well, it's
very objective.
It's made a plan and it's going for it.
Yeah, like he's just kind of like, this is how it will be.
Mm-hmm.
Like I like the idea that it's just like comfortable with it.
It's like, oh, I guess they have to die now.
Yeah. Fucking terrifying.
Yeah, very scary.
That it's not that the movie isn't trying, like even when Hal like goes bad, quote unquote.
Yeah, but it's like it goes crazy. It's like
it's
it
not
actually
like,
really doesn't. It's really just the whole I gotta save myself.
Well, it's
kind
like
of thing.
his voice doesn't
here.
doesn't adjust one way or another. Even when they're like, oh, I felt a sense of pride in his voice earlier. You know, the idea that you can elicit stuff.
Yeah.
That he's not like, I'm sorry, Hal. You know, like
yeah,
there's no like
it's the same way every time, and it's like that thing of I think contextually we're adding the emotions.
Yeah.
Sort of in the what's that Russian technique in film where you cut
I know
the
what you're talking about. Yes,
I can't remember the name of it.
But the idea of
everyone knows it's the Russian thing. You show
your
a guy
brain
with no
puts the
emotion,
pieces
and then
together.
whatever you cut to, you connect the dots on it. It's really it's a 2+2 formula. It's a pretty foundational element of filmmaking.
Yeah, but even like the idea that it's just like seeking its like goal. Like I think I referenced it in the beginning at the top of the episode, but where he's like, this conversation serves no purpose anymore. When he's like, Hal, open the doors, and he's like, no, and he's like, do it, and he's like, don't, and he's like, I'll use the airlock, and he's like,
no,
you don't have a helmet, and he's like,
I know. Okay, how did he get a helmet? Because I think when he comes back, obviously he's taking a green helmet, but was that in the emergency?
I think it's in the chamber.
Yeah, because it's like I know when he gets into the main room where he gets the red suit, you can see
the red helmet.
The helmet's there, and I think in other shots it's just a blue suit and a yellow suit. And Frank is in the yellow suit. So there's a whole blue one intact, which we see after he gets a green helmet, but I never see where the green suit is.
I think it's in the chamber.
It must be in that room, and I just must have missed it, I think.
Yeah.
But
love when, again, talking about the use of
like
silence,
great detail, yeah.
When he gets sucked in and it's completely
that
until
might
the
be
door shuts.
My favorite shot in this movie is when he comes hurtling in. I looked down and then saw the chaos and was like, oh crap, I gotta back it up. I was like, shit. I like started like writing down some notes and I was like looking up like names and stuff on who had worked with, so I had it for later.
Yeah.
For today. And then I was just like, oh.
Well, again, it's like Hal can only control. Like Hal has no physical body.
Yeah.
So I love the idea of him like doing the like Hal plays into David's humanity and his self-preservation by being like, you can't use the hairlock. You don't have a helmet. David is able to pull it off, and the second David does, Hal is like, "Never mind, I changed. I'm so sorry.
Like, hey,
I didn't
bro,
mean to
I'm
do
really
it."
sorry.
He straight up is like, "I'm sorry, I wasn't acting normal. I'm better now. I'm fine." Like he's
really trying to save face.
like you said,
That's pretty funny.
self-preservational, and like once he starts to like fuck with the memory. I also love that we do the oxygen breathing again. That he's alone, that he's isolated, right?
Yeah, dude, the whole like back hour of this movie is just a man breathing.
Oh yeah. And again, I love that it's played in silence. I love that you're
works
experiencing
so
it.
well. It's so cool.
And it's fucking honestly really haunting and sad.
It's really scary.
When Hal starts saying, "I'm afraid."
I know, you're just like, oh.
Like you're like, oh fuck. It's realizing it's gonna die.
Well, and it's also like now we're entering this like it's like again it's like a lot. It feel all of it feels really random, but now we're witnessing the first like techno suicide or whatever. You know, like it's like we watched the one like human kill for the first time, and now we're watching it kill a new species that's like finally.
Well, I also think it's that
standing up. You know, like the killing of AI.
Yeah. Well, I also saw this thing of like, you know, that I think that the AI almost at one point could have been like Moonwalker a little bit. That it's like utilize this thing and that now it's the next step in humanity or whatever. But that we've created something with human emotions. Is that the next step or whatever?
Yeah.
You could make an argument for. I don't know if that's what I'm arguing, but I think there's something there.
I think it is. It's all very like connected with the dawn of man, then the dawn of AI, and then the first kill, and then this first kill. There's also like several. It's Frank's birthday.
Yeah.
And then the other guy has his daughter's having a birthday.
Which is Stanley Kubrick's daughter.
Okay, I was gonna say, is that his daughter?
Yeah.
That's funny. That's a good cameo.
It's a good cameo.
But yeah, there's everything very cyclical, starting and stopping, and then the next step, like is like part of this movie.
And
which is like built into the structure. It's like here's a story that starts then stops, then a new story that starts then stops.
Well, it's almost in chapters. We have the text cards of Dawn of Man and Jupiter and on
life.
Exactly.
I just watched The Monkey, the Stephen
How
King
is
one.
that? I want to watch
Okay,
that.
I really liked it.
I hear
I'm
good
kind
or
of
bad.
bummed that people don't really vibe with this movie, but I feel like because it's not very scary, I will say. So if you want like a scary horror movie, that's not what this is. It's generous calling this a horror movie because it's more like a twisted comedy. It's very at home with something like Beau is Afraid, but not technically as good, I would say. But I really enjoyed it. I thought it was like kind of twisted and funny and entertaining, and I enjoyed it for those reasons.
I was talking with a coworker, and they were like, "If you like broad, campy gore,
it's a little campy." Yeah,
and I
think that's part of the criticism of this is people want
long legs.
Yeah, I guess, but like even Long Legs, I feel like is under like
divisive.
Is fairly divisive in a different way. I think I like this more than Long Legs, but only because it's just more fun. I guess.
Sure.
But I thought it was really good. Not to sidetrack too much.
No, you're good. But yeah, so
but they have a whole. Sorry, actually, the only reason I brought that is because they have a whole bit where like the monkey is unwavering. It kills whoever it wants. It's indifferent, like life. And I just thought, like, it's like on the box they find it on. It's like life, and I just thought that was funny.
Oh, that's funny. I like that.
Tying it into the episode.
Fair. Well, I mean, a little
critical
bit,
thinking skills.
Again, David isn't doing anything out of, or Hal isn't doing anything out of evil. It's just doing it because it believes that it's told itself that that's what it has to do.
Yeah. It's like, this is my mission now. I'm choosing to accept. Yeah, I mean, we go from him busting back in. We have that great shot of him getting thrown through the airlock.
Yep.
It's a slow climb and walk to get to Hal's brain.
He kills Hal. Or reboots Hal, but I think he kills him.
I think he's essentially killing a version of him. Well, I think he's like shutting him off too, because I don't think he wants him.
Yeah.
Because I think if you turned it back on, he would just.
But
run
whatever
the same risk
memory
again.
of that Hal is gone.
Yeah.
So
and then it's a true murder.
Yeah. And then
it's a self-defense killing though.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, we then jump to Jupiter and Beyond the Infinite.
I forgot that title card because like the whole middle has no title sequence. Well, I guess it has the Jupiter mission one, right?
Yeah.
But when it cuts to the first space sequence, there's no cut. It's like almost like part of Dawn of Man almost.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
Which I think is the idea. That wasn't. I'm just figuring it out.
Fair.
No, it's a dense movie. It's like you learn a lot every time you watch it. I'm probably gonna start watching this once a year.
I will certainly be
because I'm just
this.
like, this is just so good, and I feel like I learn so much every time I watch it.
I honestly felt a lot of rewatch value out of this.
Weirdly,
movie.
yeah,
I was like,
you wouldn't think it.
I will
see
this movie many times.
But Okay, so we're jumping back in. He kills Hal. He learns
gets-
the true mission
Yes.
about the monoliths, and then we cut to some glorious Jupiter shots, and the monolith just out there, which is I was like wondering. I'm like, I forgot like if it showed up in space or not.
Yeah.
And then when it just like sailed in on its side, like just completely free floating, I was just like, that's so scary.
Fair.
Just out there waiting,
It's
just
fucking
waiting,
great.
beaming its little radio signal.
And we get into a
Over
part
here.
that I didn't
Over
know was
here.
in the movie and scared the shit out of me. Is David like fucking going to the end of the universe?
Yeah,
basically.
he just flies into presumably a black hole.
black hole, yeah.
I mean, that's what they say it is, but it's like when it happens, it's so like invisible and
Sudden.
ghostly when it goes on, which I still don't understand how they do that effect. Apparently,
Me
it
neither.
involves like lights and mirrors, and they're just running stuff.
Stunning.
Like, and I think there's like an over ramp or something, and they saw the footage later or something.
It's also, and this whole movie is very well edited, but this whole sequence for me, I was like, dude, this is a masterclass.
No, it is. Like, you think that Stargate sequence would be too long, but it's like, it's really not. It's like the perfect
Yeah.
cerebral psychedelic length.
Totally agree.
How long did someone trip on acid? Does anyone know? Did they time that?
I can't say for sure. I'll have to get back to you on that. Dave.
I can't do that, Dave. I don't have enough information, but I am running tests.
But just
Just
the cut to like his eye and then his mouth and all this other stuff. I was like, then he's kind of glitching out, and then
Technicolor's out. We're kind of flying. Presumably, we're also flying through like an alien planet at
Yeah.
one point, like,
I think that's the idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, I at least, and then we reach.
or a phantom image of Earth. Like, some of the terrain feels familiar, like it's like Utah, but like
Yeah,
given the colors, I'm like, it's like, I don't know. It's an artistic choice.
and then we reach
Certainly open to
the
interpretation.
room at the end of the universe, basically, right?
Yeah, which is
Um,
terrifying. The human zoo.
Yeah, I like the fact that it's like it has like this like glowing floor, and then everything's also kind of like
Doesn't it
very,
kind of
like-
look like the Batcave in The Dark Knight?
it does look a little bit like the Batcave.
Christian Bale just keeps looking over his shoulder, and then he's in a bed. Like,
I want that. Put that on the ceiling.
he's like,
It's like fuck it, you know.
if you're not in the fast lane, you're in the slow lane.
If you don't know that, go look up
Deep
Chris
cut, yeah.
Nolan. It's like fuck it. It's one of my favorite. It's maybe my favorite thing he's ever
Knowing
said.
that he loves things like Talladega Nights and
Roger
like Fast
rules,
and Furious, I'm just like, he feels like someone that you wouldn't be able to have a conversation with because he just feels so intelligent it would freak you out.
Yeah.
But weirdly, I feel like we could get him on this couch and it would be like a really fun riff session.
Oh my god,
Like,
I would love
I
that.
just like that's the
Please
dream
and
goal is to
thank
get him
you.
on the show so we can do bits.
please.
Like and support
Nolan.
this show so I can live out that fantasy.
You have
guys.
far more important things to do, but come on. No, but
He's like, I'm busy building a real Cyclops.
this. Oh my god, I cannot wait to see that Cyclops.
He's like, fuck it. We couldn't find a Kraken.
like,
I
fuck
couldn't
it,
find a
you know.
surrogate, so I built one.
it's so
And
good.
it ended the world, and we filmed it in real time. But we all died, so we couldn't edit the movie after.
Nolan, thank you.
Yeah. Keeping cinema alive, one chaotic,
True.
holy crap at a time.
One, it's like fuck it at a time. But
That is the dream.
this sequence is terrifying to me. On several different levels. One, the cutting of it is so good. I think the makeup is really good as David ages.
It's really good. It's so freaking scary.
It's one of those ones where I'm like, yeah, this is the guy you'd get to do The Shining. This is,
'Cause,
yeah,
like,
I get why
where is
you
this
do-
in his filmography? Is it this and is The Shining next? Or
Shining
is,
is an 80.
okay. So
Shining
he's
is
got
way
like,
later.
so he probably does Barry Lyndon and Full Metal in between, or because I think you said this is right after Doctor Strangelove, right? His like only true comedy.
Yes.
A movie. That's a movie I need to rewatch.
It's one of my favorite movies of all
You
time.
rewatched it
Love
kind
that
of, or
movie.
you watched it for the first time kind of recently, and I've been desperate to rewatch it. Just with everything, I have not had time to go back, but now I'm like like really gonna do it.
He goes Doctor Strangelove, 2001, A Clockwork Orange, Barry
Oh.
Lyndon, The Shining, Full Metal Jacket.
It's a good
And then
run.
Eyes Wide Shut.
It's a good run.
And that's it.
Dude, you got really his filmography is like stacked.
Yeah, I mean, there's some stuff. I mean, you got Spartacus and.
Well, it's like funny
I mean,
that he's
Spartacus
like
is,
as
good,
a
but
filmmaker, he's like, and I always said this wasn't really a choice. It's just the nature of Hollywood as
The
an industry
workman
and
kind of
doing it,
thing.
and just the pure luck of it all and stuff, and being prepared.
Sure.
But like his journey is that of a guy who gets all his like weaker ones like out of the way, and then it's just like
Just
banger
banger
after
back to back.
back to back bangers.
Yeah,
pretty
dude.
much up into the end. Whether you enjoy watching his movies or not, it's like his impact on film is kind of it's pretty good.
Yeah, I mean Stanley Kubrick is objectively. There's nothing we can say to overexpress how influential he
Yeah,
is.
it's like we could spend 2 hours gushing over his impact and stuff, but that's
And
not
maybe
what we're here
we will
to do.
one day.
Maybe we will, but today we're asking if we should do another one of these seminal classics.
Yes, and another
A
Ted.
controversial and another Ted.
But okay, this final
Ted 3,
sequence.
2 Ted, 2. No, I botched that joke.
Ted 2.
Save me.
No, Ted 3, the year we make contact.
Honestly, actually, if they did that, that would be a pretty good.
That'd be pretty good.
Because then you just do a space epic, but it's Mark Wahlberg and Ted
In space.
end up in space, right?
That's pretty good.
That's not bad.
I'm sorry, John. I can't do that.
The thunder's
It's a
really
bad
loud
Ted.
out here. The thunder's really loud. It's just Armageddon.
Well, that's pretty good.
Okay, we'll table that for the Ted episode.
We'll pitch more dumb movies
I didn't mean
at
to
a later point in
hijack
time.
this.
How
I
do
feel like
you-
normally when we watch like terrible movies, we tangent a lot, but I feel like we're tangenting an abnormal amount.
I think
for
it's
this
because we're
seminal
intimidated
classic.
by it.
I think I'm a little scared.
Which is okay.
Again, we established this was a safe space at the beginning.
Where do you feel on this final sequence of David rapidly aging, becoming the star child?
So, understanding it as the context of this is the next step, and that we are like this is sort of like not the part where we meet the people who have been setting this up, but where again this journey will continue. It ends with the next step of evolution with the star child.
Yeah.
Really cool, really cerebral, but also like if you were not really expecting this to be a vibes think piece kind of movie, like I think the first time I watched it, I was just like, what?
Sure. I mean,
But now watching it, it's just the most daunting and like scary thing. I will say the puppet or the whatever the Star Child actually is as an effect is so unnerving in the way of like it's the uncanny valley thing of it all. Like
it looks really good.
It looks really good.
It's not it ages well. It just
ages
looks
really well,
freaky.
but it's so off-putting it hurts.
Yeah.
But I think is maybe what they're going for a little bit. But it's also hard where it almost feels like a victory at the end. And I'm sort of like, I'm sorry, you just showed me in like 2.5 hours of the scariest, most cerebral imagery I have ever witnessed. Like, especially in that like last, like the Stargate sequence and Up, it's like so daunting. Like, I can't imagine someone tripping acid and really having like a panic attack during it, you know?
Totally.
Like that's just like
yeah, I would not dare get high and watch this.
No,
movie.
I part of me thought
Whoever
about it, and I
has
was
more
like,
power to you.
because I don't want to mess around, but I was like, maybe I should dabble. I don't know.
Yeah, you don't know.
But like, yeah, it's just like no, it's like as a piece of film, it's like I think it's incredibly well done. But like as a watch, it's so cerebral. But it is interesting that it's like we're bringing back the da na na da.
Yeah.
It's just like it feels super triumphant, but it's on the heels of the scariest shit I have ever seen.
I see it as I agree. Well, I definitely think the sequence is intentionally abstract.
Yeah.
And
boy, is it abstract.
and it is certainly effective.
Picasso
and
was
evocative.
like, I get it.
Yeah, he was like nice. I take that score, that bum bum, as like a seismic shift in humanity.
It really is. No, it's
And-
a choice that works, obviously, but it's just so funny. It's me. It's more funny in a meta
out of
context
context, kind of
because it
thing.
is just like you're telling me we won. I
get
we
that.
did. Oh my god, we won.
It's no fair.
You're almost like waiting for the Star Child to like wink or something, you know, and be like in
just give you
Superman
some
away.
finger guns and.
Yeah, it's like.
But yeah, I mean,
It's just funny. It's like it would wink like Superman because Stanley Kubrick actually describes it as like a Superman thing, and I'm
That's
just like,
pretty good.
We've inadvertently set up like a Superman aesthetic for
Sure.
this year's season.
I'm okay with that. I'm okay with what we've done.
I'm okay with that. I'm not backing away from that.
No. But no, I will say the editing of the way we cut from David as he ages.
Yeah.
Of going from in the spaceship to out the spaceship to out the spacesuit, and then he's in
Yeah,
bed. All
and
this
then
other stuff.
then he's and it's almost like because
It's like he's watching himself.
well. So this is so like random, but this is like a thought I had, and maybe I'm getting too intellectual about it and trying to be clever. So if I just sound like a tool, you know,
No.
whatever, tell me in the comments.
I
I will Bob the Builder up on this thing. But no, so that idea of like when as we age things starts to feel faster is because essentially all the major events in our life, there's less major events basically.
Sure.
Basically once you get to like 20, you've kind of experienced like all the new stuff, and then it's kind of just a rehashing for a lot of people up until they experience like a thing,
Something
like I'm going
big,
skydiving or
sure.
whatever. And then that's like when your brain kind of slows down for a minute is when these big things happen. I feel like what's happening in that sequence is that he basically is like a mosquito in the amber
Yeah.
until like something happens, and it's like that's why it's like basically I'm out of the thing, I'm over here, and then he drops the glass. It's like that's the first interesting thing that happens in that phase of his life. And then he goes back to being in the bed because that's like his final moments.
Yeah.
Like I feel like it's sort of a abstract representation of that concept almost.
Sure.
But I don't know how we feel about that. So
No, I dig that. And also building off of your theory of the monolith, that it is present.
I wish I could say it's my theory. I had to do a
Sure.
really deep dive to get anywhere near this.
that it's present at the birth of the Star Child, at the
Yes.
death of David, and that it appears in front of
Yeah.
him, and
It's at these interlinking moments of like entering a new age.
yeah, and then Star Child is born, and
Yeah. Should really end with David Bowie doing "There's a Star,
Starman.
Man."
Yeah, or Space Odyssey, I suppose.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Starman.
But-
how does Space Odyssey go again? Is it?
I do not.
Yeah, every time I told that bit of trivia, I was thinking Starman.
Yeah, hey, it's okay. We'll play it in full from the next week's episode. But yeah, I mean, listen, we jumped around a little bit, but that's because this movie is really hard to talk about.
Yeah,
But it's
I mean,
fascinating.
it's like to actually talk about the plot. We kind of have to.
It's we try to keep these episodes within a certain timeline and stuff like that, so it's hard to go into it in an hour and a half or what have you. But that's one of these things where this is a movie where we can discuss it all the live long day, but I think it's important for someone who hasn't seen it, who's like me, yesterday
Yeah.
and hadn't seen the movie, experience it for yourself, ask those questions. This feels like a movie where, and Stanley Kubrick may disagree with me, I don't know, but that it doesn't feel like there are really any wrong answers.
Not really. I mean, he
there
even
are
has
certain,
like
there's
he's
certainly
said,
intent.
like what is happening in the ending, and we've already kind of brushed over those things. But it's just like, but it's like also like even
What does he think is happening? in the
well,
movie?
he's just like it's like what we were talking about. Is like this is like the next step, but it's like he's also says it in the way of like this is what we were going for.
Sure.
Like even he's sort of like a non.
Broad strokes.
It's sort of this is how it interprets for me almost.
Sure.
Not like, not even saying this is a definitive answer. It's just sort of how he feels about it, and how he chose to like work with the material. So it's like I guess you could just stop there. But again, this is a movie that is designed to ask questions. So, and that question is, do we need one more? Right?
Well,
No.
I believe we're going to find out in the We Need One score. We've pooled together our 3 scores, and we're going to
Yes.
see what people what you say, what I say, and what our
Yeah.
wonderful producer Dish has said.
Yes.
Um,
Dun,
any final thoughts on 2001: A Space Odyssey?
I mean, I think it's probably one of the greatest films ever made. But like, if you don't vibe with it, I totally get that. I
Yeah.
think that's a completely fair thing to say.
But I
but-
have the final We Need One score. I would like to stress, because I feel like this might get us in some hot water, this is not a review of the movie.
This is not a review of the movie. This is not us actually like
There,
even really saying they should come back and do one.
yes,
Even
this
but
is
we'll-
I mean our like or dislike of the movie is part of the factor, but a large part of it is do we think that there is room
Narrative.
to continue?
yeah, narrative runway.
And our final score, our thing is if it's under 5, it's a no.
Yeah.
If it's over 6, it's a yes. And if it's in the decimals, we'll decide on the fly. Out of 10, our total for this is a 4.6,
Ooh, okay.
which is a no.
That's a
pretty
no.
strong,
Yeah.
or pretty clear no.
Do you want to? What did you give it out of 10?
So out of 10, I gave it a 7 out of 10. I
Okay.
think this movie is flawless. I think this movie is a masterpiece. I give this a 10 out of 10. I think it's a perfect movie. I think where I drop the full cumulative score of us of the Do We Need One More is there are other books. There is more story.
There are other bricks.
I think
I'm
this
underwater,
is
guys.
one of those movies where it is so seminal. It is so colossal.
Yeah,
It is
colossal's a great word. For
to to try and continue the story feels like a fool's errand.
It does feel like it. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I would say, and that's, I gave it a 1 for those reasons, like knowing what I know, and even though there is a sequel, you know.
Yes.
So, damn it, we didn't stop them in time. No,
we can go back.
We can go back.
We just have to go to the edge of the universe.
Yeah, and then we're just there, and there's like a Taco Bell behind us, and we're like, oh.
Listen, that's not.
But no, it's that thing of like this movie to me, because of its flawlessness, because of its perfection, because it's like it just feels like these are like the 3 most important moments of humanity, kind of thing. It feels like.
Very beginning, middle, end.
Yeah, it feels like a complete sort of journey of this like phase, and obviously with that it is just a phase, so there is sort of that room, but because this movie's so iconic and so prolific, it's just, again, it feels like a fool's errand, and so that's why I'm giving it like a 1. But I have a strong feeling that when we watch the actual sequel, I have a strong feeling I'm going to give a much different score at the end of that one.
What I'm curious about,
which I've never seen, so I'm super excited to see this one, because there's a lot of well-known actors that still are working today, like Helen Mirren's in it.
No shit.
No,
really?
Yeah, no shit.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
What I'm curious about
I'm wondering
is
if she shows up for like 5 minutes to be like, oh no, and then she's gone.
That's pretty good. She's like, I was gonna make a Fast and Furious joke. Never mind. I'm sorry.
She's like, I'm looking for Shaw.
I literally was gonna say I'm Shaw's mom. But
You're like, who is that? Don't worry about it.
My thing is that I'm curious about with this sequel, and I don't know if I'm wrong or right in this. We'll talk about it next week. Is I think about Back to the Future is a movie about that the time travel is a matter of discussing the theme of, you know, what would you do if you could go back and be with your parents? A much smaller scope themed in 2001. I'm not necessarily equating them in a one-to-one way. But what I'm saying is Back to the Future 2 then just becomes a movie about time travel.
Basically, yeah.
Like
because it's no longer about the like regret or like, because it's like the element of like, if you could go back and do it all over again, would you?
Yes.
A little bit.
We lose some of the broader theme, and I'm curious if going from 2001, because the theme, the exploration and idea of this movie feels so complete.
It does.
That I feel like almost to continue, it would just be a science fiction story.
Essentially, which is why I'm so curious for this next one.
As opposed to more of a conversation, which is kind of what this one is.
Yeah.
I say that as in a very hopeful and optimistic. I'm very excited to see what it will be like when we finally make contact.
Yeah. Our score of today does not represent the series as a whole. Obviously, this is just going from 1 to 2. Is that question?
Don't be mad that Man of Steel is technically higher than 2001. It's not.
This is like around the tomatoes thing in the sense that it's kind of misleading what we're doing. But
it's not about the quality
the score
on
is
a whole.
Purely about sequel ability.
Yes. Don't yell at us.
Calm down, boy.
We love this movie.
This is where we get consumed. We're like,
we love it so much that it's like, don't fuck it up.
It is. It's just that thing. It'd be so hard, and especially like, I mean, we'll get into this next time because obviously, like, or maybe not obviously, I guess, but like, you know, this one came out 68. The sequel is like 85. I want to say.
Yeah, it's a big.
So like,
they took some distance.
Obviously, they took that leap, and you know, maybe they should have, maybe they shouldn't have. You know, so we'll really answer that question next time. Yeah, which he could have. I mean, obviously, he was probably busy thinking about Eyes Wide Shut. Probably not even close to getting.
You know, making other masterpieces.
Yeah.
But
we'll get all to that next time. But
yeah, we'll get into it.
Yeah, I guess so. That's any final thoughts on 2001? This was a monolithic episode.
Fucking go watch it.
Yeah, go watch it. I mean, again, if you've ever considered yourself a film person in general, you should see. Actually, even if it's forget that part, everyone should probably see this.
Yeah,
you know. I feel like there's something about like your place in the universe and the way you can relate to this. I feel like you could just.
If you
can have a good vibe sesh with this one.
If you have watched this movie under the influence, tell us your experience.
Please do.
I really want to know if it induced a panic attack.
To the pod, WNOM at.
I cannot imagine what this experience would be like, and nor do I think I will attempt that because I have anxiety, and
that sounds stressful. I wouldn't.
That might just kill me, and you know. I would like to make contact first before I let that happen.
Yeah. Nice.
Thank you.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, yeah. I don't have anything else to say. So
I'm just gonna become
official stance is no. We don't think they should do one. But too bad.
Yes.
2010
We
First
got
Contact is next week. So be sure to watch it. Let us know what you think. And we'll see you in the next one.
Yeah, I'm gonna go take a paid toll FaceTime real quick. We'll be right back.
You're gonna spend $1.75 to talk to someone on the moon.
Yeah. Does that
What do you think? What do you think? Yeah. I was just, you know what? The inflation. You think that would have been more?
That's brutal. We're gonna talk about that off.
We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. Yeah. But anyway,
we'll see you next week.
See you next week where we get some.
Thank you for listening to We Need One More.
Be sure to follow us on socials like TikTok and Instagram at WNOM Podcast to stay up to date on upcoming episodes.
And feel free to join our Discord community where you can share your thoughts on the movies we're watching together. That's going to be at WNOM Podcast server with a link in the bio.
Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. That's the best way to support the show and to let us know that you need one more.
We'll see you next week. This podcast is produced by Pilot 9 and 9 Ball Creative.